All right, guys. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Variety Friday. And today's going to be something different. It's going to be a special session where we have our previous alumni coming in to share their own experience with us and everything. So our topic today is actually how to stay consistent and avoid burnout. Because let's just be honest, tech is not easy. If I'm being honest, tech is not easy. I think the burnout aspect is something that nobody really talk about. It's something you don't really see along the line, and today we're actually going to speak on that. So first, before we proceed on to our presentation, if you can hear me clearly, drop a thumbs up in the comment section so I know that my mic is actually working. I know you can hear me perfectly this time. Just drop a thumbs up. Okay, so yeah, I guess it's Sarah drop one. Okay, Anna, so we can hear you. Asan, so they can hear me. Okay, that's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. So let me just quickly share my screen and we can start up. Just give me a few seconds and we will be able to start. All right, so if you can see my slide, just let me know. You can drop. So I'm sharing my screen now. So if you can see my slide, let me know. Just drop another thumbs up, another batch, or you can say, oh yes, I'm seeing the slide and everything. Okay, so that's great. So people can see my slide. I can see the comments. People are curious about attendance. We just started. You want to mark your attendance. Okay, the attendance session is actually open. It actually opens by 7. So if you're here, you can start, marking your attendance. It's actually open. So you can log into your dashboard as our cohort 3 students. If you're not a student here, then it's not relevant to you. But as a student of CareerEx 3, you can log into your dashboard and just click on the mark attendance and you can get your score points for today. Okay, so if you can't see my screen, it might be your network because I think a lot of people are saying they can see the screen. They can see the slide. All right, so kicking off. So our topic today is how to stay consistent and avoid burnout. And like I said, today is a special event because it's going to be like a round table talk and everything. So we're going to get advice from our CareerEx Alumni and practical tips on how they try tech and everything. So before we actually introduce our panelists, our lovely panelists, our dear alumni, they've been where you are now. They've gone through the whole CareerEx system. They've gone to the whole thing, they graduated, they're doing good for themselves and everything. So the way you are now, you're not alone. We've all been there. We've all felt the same way. So how to stay consistent and how to avoid burnout. So as someone who has worked with thousands of people in tech industries in the learning career path, I just noticed one particular thing that has happened. It's not that people actually stops in the paths of learning, and that's due to not due to lack of talent. It's not due to lack of talent at the stop. It's just due to lack of consistency. That's why a lot of people stop in the tech career, just due to lack of consistency. Or sometimes life can happen. Maybe you're busy or you get unmotivated. And no one wanted to start tech. Oh, it's tech, it's sweet, and you see that it's not as easy as you thought it was, So people get unmotivated along the line. And some people, it's just due to they're being unmotivated and a lot of factors happening and everything. So that's mainly and due to burnouts. That burnout is the feeling whereby you're feeling tired, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling exhausted. That's that loophole that you're not resting well, you just feel that nothing is working out, your code is not working, you're just tired, lectures upon lectures, materials upon materials, you're burnt out, you're tired. We've all been there. So it's a normal thing in the tech industry. So today we're actually going to address that. We're going to talk about it. We're going to hear from our alumni, how they went through the system how they went about surviving, how they went about overcoming, burnouts and everything, and, getting to the tech industries. So let me introduce our panelists. So with our panelists, so we have Anas. Anas is a cybersecurity specialist from our cohort 2. I also have Chidema Uguna, who's a front-end developer from our cohort 2. I think our cohort 2. We have Emmanuel, which is also a product manager from, I think it's our cohort 2. And we have Femi Festus, who was a product manager in our cohort 2. And we have Emmanuel Obudo as a back-end developer, I think from our cohort 1. These were, I think they're all top performing students. They all graduated around 5 or 10 on each of their tracks. Some of them, we have this thing what we call Edit 6, although we haven't integrated it yet for this particular cohort 3. Most of you might not know about it, but Edit 6 is from our cohort 1 and cohort 2, they know about it. So Edit 6 is like a title. You earn at the end of the month. So you have to be the top performing students of your track to be a member of the Edit 6. You have to be number 1 on the list to the highest score, attendee and everything. So some of them here actually they held the sport. They held the sport for, I think, throughout the whole program. From the beginning to the end, they held that sport. So then we went from first to second and went back to first and everything. So Chidema Uguna, are you here? I don't know. If you're here, you can just let me check the list.
Yes, good evening. Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Okay, so you have to do my I'm trying to see the attendee. Just give me a minute. Okay. So now currently present we have Emmanuel, the product manager, and we have Chidema, the front-end developer. We have Anna, the cybersecurity present in this particular meeting. That means we're actually having two more guests join in. Emmanuel Obudo and Femi First joining in. So Chidema, it's nice to have you here. Thank you for joining this meeting with us. Emmanuel, it's also nice to actually have you here to also with us. And Anna's, we're glad you're here to join us too. Welcome on board, and we can't actually wait to hear, the journey, the storyline, how you went about overcoming, the burnouts, the struggles, the late night handles, the endless documentation, dealing with the people as product manager. How did it go about? Like there's a whole lot of things, like, you go through that learning process that nobody's overcoming, but you're there and you just have to overcome it. So that actually brings up to our next discussion. It's actually our discussion for the day. So today we're discussing about the tech journey, how they stay consistent and how they work on burnout and any advice for you guys. So that's our roundtable discussion for today. So I think we will start with the tech journey aspect. I think we can start with Chidema. Chidema, you can introduce yourself. Tell us your how it started, like a tech journey. How did you go about it? Like, what inspired you to be a product developer? How did you see your journey going through CareerEx and everything?
Hi, everyone. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, my name is Chidima. I'm a front-end developer and a back-end training. Wow, that's loading. In my tech journey, when I started, it's just like a passion. I have a passion of solving problems, and you know that coding is a way of solving problems. If you are a developer, that means you are there to solve a problem. So I love solving problems. So that motivates me to go into tech. But when I started, it was not that easy, because the experience was not something to write home about. Learning tech is exciting, but let's be honest, it can be overwhelming, and if you're not careful, burnout can sneak in, because even realizing that the fact that you are here, you are in tech, you have to face problems, you have to be challenged. So in tech, many things will come up, but the passion that you have for a particular thing is what will keep you going. Like I said earlier, it's the passion of solving problems that makes me to still be in tech, despite the challenges that one might face in one way or the other. So, in the story of consistency, I would say that what makes me be consistent is I learned that let me just say web page is divided into 3 parts: structure, HTML, styling, CSS, and the functionality, which is JavaScript. So I found out that if I'm taking 2 of them at once, I keep on doing as if I'm being frustrated. So I have to go into taking the structure first. Started building, learning how to build my structure to look very okay, like imitating some of the pages, web page that I can come across. After that, I now move over to styling, learning how to put in my styling to my best. And now I'm now in functionality. Like that is what motivated me also to go into a back end, because I found out that back end is all about functionalities. So I have to go in there to also bring in more things into my skills. Now, in the area of overcoming the burnout.
Before we go into the other section, just hear from other people to just
Okay.
what inspired them to take before we go into giving out the tips and everything. Let's keep them anxious and excited.
All right.
They can't feel that it's stretched. Yeah. So you said you were curious. You're a curious-minded person, and that's what got your attention in tech, especially front-end development. I think for me, what caught more attention was the fact that I actually go to, when you're just browsing and see find design, a website, that's for me. And like, this actually looks fine. Like, people actually do these things. Like, they don't have 2 heads. It cannot be hard. Like, I may just try to learn it. And that's how I also endeavored into tech, I think front end also, because I just like design. I just like the concept of building, like, how does it work? I was very curious-minded too. Okay, so Anas, can you tell us what inspired you to go into tech and cybersecurity aspect of
Okay,
it?
good evening, everyone. Can anyone hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you perfect.
Okay, good day, everyone. I greet you all with the spirit of tech and so. My name in a nutshell is Anas Manir Sanusi, and I am a designer, a developer, and most importantly, as mentioned by our hosts, I am into cybersecurity. So my career, or let's say my journey in tech, has been a long one, to be honest. Though I started my cybersecurity career last year, I think, and I really enjoyed being a cybersecurity person at large. So initially, I started with, let's say, graphics design when I was very desperate to learn computers, because myself, I was just passionate about computer. I just don't know. I'm just passionate about computer. What can I use a computer to do? I use it to watch films and so back then. So I started learning computer, I think, from graphics. I started learning the basic operations of a computer from, let's say, one of my bosses, David. Then he taught me how to operate a computer, all these apparentized skills and so. I ventured into graphics then. I was very good at all these CorelDRAW and so I started learning them. I was good at it, but that was not enough for me because I just think I can do much with a computer than just the graphics and so. I then ventured into, I think, UX and UI then with one of my Moses, one of my bosses, sorry, Moses. He taught me how to do UX UI. I then ventured into, front-end design. So I was a front-end designer then, fully using UX and the HTML and so, and I was also doing graphics. I was good at that. So lately on, I was good. I do projects. Let's say I was part of a team and so using all those skills. But it motivated me to do more because that was like not enough for me, as I said, for myself individually. So I now ventured into, let's say, full development, then down to cybersecurity, why I specifically wanted to join cybersecurity is because all the front and back end functionality of a website, I joined a team, as I mentioned, where we have a lot of back end experiences. I was part of them. So we do used to develop, work on projects, but there is just a little gap of security not there. Like we don't have this thing in security. So, and I am passionate about cybersecurity ever since. I don't know what the word cybersecurity means though. So back then in secondary school in our computer science, I do hear cybersecurity, but I don't know what it means. So last year, I think I joined CareerEx as a student to carry out this cybersecurity and started my journey with them. It was a very nice journey indeed, and CareerEx opened my eye from I'm very and CareerEx because they showed me what I really wanted, because I joined the cybersecurity because what I wanted, and I know what I was doing it for as part of our project we are doing and carrying out project and so I ventured into cybersecurity. Even after graduation, I started a new course, and I currently, as I speak currently, I'm also, let's say, progressing in it and doing my personal stuff. I have benefited back then very much. And, so this is not a tech journey. So and my early experience. Thank you much. I do have more to say, but we'll talk about that more.
You say well. Okay. Yeah, your story is actually quite impressive. Like, yeah, for you to double into graphic, double into think front end, I think double into cybersecurity. I can just imagine the amount of curiosity that to try everything. You want to see best. You want to see like which is the best one. You come here, you look at it. Oh, this is nice. You're curious about how does you started as a graphic designer and designers are free. I want to learn this, and you go about learning cyber. So people now have AI is everywhere. Talking about data privacy and how can I protect myself? How can I hack about this? How does the internet actually work? Like underneath the hood, the internet is there, but how does it work? You understand how the computer communicates? It's a lot of curiosity, and I can tell you had that a lot. You dabble with all, and it's actually good. It's actually good to actually dabble with it, not just aspect, other aspect of things also. I think the front, I was going to the comments, I was saying that the front end section is not open, so I think it's open now. Front end tutors, you can try marking again. I think back end, you can try also marking the attendance also. I'm also going to the comments to know if you haven't marked or you have marked. So you can get this done before this session actually ends. Okay, so next panelist is actually Emmanuel. Emmanuel is manager at a team lead that actually out, and he was part of our cohort 2 also. Part of our cohort 2 article program. Emmanuel, can you tell us what inspired you to go into tech? What was the inspiration behind? Oh my baby. Emmanuel, are you here? It seems like Emmanuel might not be here. I don't know if you want to contribute to this particular topic. What inspired you to go into tech? I don't know if you want to contribute to this particular session, like what inspired you to go into tech, because if I don't know, but Mr. Ebi it's someone, I think the same curious mind that Anas was. He dabbled into a lot of things. I learned a lot from him every day, and I don't know if he's here. He said, would you want to contribute into the topic? What inspired you to go into tech? Or to teach tech?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm sorry, I was not prepared for this, so I will not turn on my camera. I would have turned on my camera.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I think for me, there was nothing that inspires me, actually. It was I would say for me, it was a coincidence. Yeah, because I I applied for, I was in school here in Nigeria doing civil engineering, so I got the opportunity to travel out. And I also feeling civil engineering outside to like my school where I was going to. I wanted to continue my civil engineering course, but when I went there, um, unfortunately, that period, civil engineering was not accredited in the university. So as somebody that wants to be an engineer, so I was now looking at their curriculum. I was looking at their courses to look for something that I can do or that will interest me. I know that I don't want to be an elect student. I know I don't want to be a mechanical engineer. I know there are some things I just know I don't want to be. Then the only thing that was there for me that was exciting was software engineering. I have no idea. I have nothing, no background knowledge. I don't know what I was going into. I just saw it and I just felt like, oh, people have been talking about tech. Okay, let me try this. So that's how I got into tech, and it was not a funny experience because it was very difficult for me because I was thinking I'm going to see mathematics because then we're very good with mathematics, structural engineering and all of that. So I was thinking it was all mathematics. I would see further maths and just that will help me and we'll just do it and go. But then there was nothing like that. I'll just start facing a new reality, like seeing different things and, So, but as God may have it, I navigate my way through. It was difficult for the first year, but then I got some persons. I think I don't know for others, but there was two guys in school that were my kind of motivation. Not like they are talking to me. It's me seeing them. Like one, I was older than him, like 4 years older than him. A small boy, but he was doing very well in our time. So he became my motivation. Somehow I want to be better. I want to be better than him. I want to be like him, like that. So that was my motivation. And yeah, to the glory of God, the both of us, we came out with the same grade. He was just 0.5 ahead of me in final year. That was the grade. So yeah, it was my motivation. So I think one of the things I would drop for people here, and that's one of the reasons why we integrated the leaderboard on our platform. Get inspired by others. The person that is doing very well, get inspired. I want you to pursue that particular score, that mark the person is having. Maybe you are seeing somebody is in number 1 in the leaderboard in your cohort or your class. Try as much as you can to get what that person, because one thing I understand that the person that is on the number 1 list there, he doesn't have 2 heads, right? So you can do it. So I think use somebody to be your inspiration, and I think with that you want to do more. Don't just be flat. Don't just study without any kind of form of motivation. You might drop off. So have someone. You can even team up. You can even have what's it called? You can have personal or there's this kind of a pair learning. You can just find the person on top, find the person on Telegram. 5 person, you guys can be learning together, and I think that will help you guys. So that's me. There was nothing really a motivation for me. It was just a coincidence, and yeah, that's what got me here.
Okay, right. Thank you, Sabi. So some of us is just, curiosity. So what is just be anything that brought us into tech and all, but the important thing is that we're actually now into tech and we're here. That's where we found ourselves. Okay, so next on our point of discussion is so while we're actually learning tech, what did you do to actually make you consistent, like in your assignments, in your learning and everything? Let me just go first. So when I was learning front-end development, the assignments, the deadlines were really were much, and actually our deadline was 2 days. You get 5 assignments in a week and everything. So the materials were a lot to actually go through and everything. So what I did was that I think one made me to stay consistent. Because at one point in time, I actually felt burnt out. I deferred like 2 times. That was how bad my was. I gave up. I gave up. I'm just tired. I can't do this anymore. And I came back again. I deferred. I came back again. And second time I made sure I went through it. What made me, stay consistent was that the same thing Mr. Epi was actually saying, was finding a peer group. So what I did was that I was interacting more with my peers. We used to have, when they give us assignments to do, because it's just the same assignment everybody receives, and it resources to figure out how to get it done. So what we did, that we formed a peer group. Anyway, we did a Zoom call. Anybody could join from our particular track, and we just brainstorm on the assignments together. Like somebody's sharing the screen with the assignments, and everybody's figuring out the way. Everybody's going to the material. Everybody's contributing, and all the people who have solved, maybe the first exercise, we said, okay, this was the material I read. This was how I went about it. This was the solution. This was the outcome. He now tries to break it down to us to understand. And then we had that weekly sessions with our peers, and that one actually made me stay consistent, because they were my motivating factor. They were people who were keeping me accountable. When I don't join, they call me, oh, what happened, are you okay? Didn't you see today's session, and we covered this, and all the session was actually pre-recorded. So if you didn't even miss the learning session, you always send it to the group chat for other peers to read and learn. So that's what actually made me stay consistent to the final round of my own lecture. So I was, Chidima, can you tell us what habits, what routine did you do to stay consistent while you were learning front-end development? Am I here?
Hello?
Okay, I can see Emmanuel Odu.
Yeah.
It's nice to have you on.
Emmanuel, thank you. Good evening, everyone.
I saw you in the comments. Sorry, I quickly add you as a co-organizer from there. We had so much Emmanuel, so I couldn't filter who were. I had to tell you to join using the direct link to come on board. Yeah, so if you can do a brief introduction. I know if you can do a brief introduction, just tell us, what inspired you from the back-end developer,
Okay.
and tell us what made you to stay consistent in doing the CareerEx program. Help to overcome burnout.
Hello, good evening. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Can you hear me? Okay. So good evening, everyone. Good evening to the management of CareerEx. I'm glad to be here once again. Sorry I couldn't join. It was when you asked me to join through the code host link. I went to my spam mail and I found the mail there. It didn't go to my inbox, so I joined with the other attendee link. It's an exciting moment. My name is Manuel Obu, back-end developer. Like the other person said the other time, I was listening to him and us. My life, computer is just something I have passion for. So even growing up, I just found I have passion, developed passion, love for computer, anything computer related. So that was my driving force in going to the school to go and study like computer science. But then we all understand what we have in our university system. So you will not really get exactly what you bargain for. So I fell in love with programming, but I was not. So after school, I always found myself in a computer-related environment where I have to deal with hardware, but I have this thing with programming and database management system. So I did database, Microsoft SQL Server. So I have a stage with the bank and still in that line like that. But I'm somebody that I like logics. So I want to know how these things, all these apps, these bank things, how they work. the logic behind it. So I'll be looking for that opportunity, though even when it comes, the means is not there, the finance is not there. But, I saw the advert, CareerEx and You Thrive by Access Bank. So I just applied, and luckily I was accepted. So and when that started, when on the day of that onboarding ceremony, I was actually out of station. So we only have access to phone, but yet. So I saw that as a big problem. The first assignment, I missed it. I couldn't do it because I have no access to computer. I came back. But one thing, that motivated me, I know that in everything one does, in every challenge you find yourself, I know that you are not the only one there. You only have other persons who are also in the same boat with you. And if those people can, conquer the storm, I believe that I should be able to conquer the storm too. So I continue. So, and when I got to back end, it was not really as easy as I thought. So at some point, like, are you sure you could do this thing? But like our instructor always say, because I just found out that I was not catching up as I expected. So like, kind of, are you sure you can do this? The same question that were in my mind were also in other person's mind, and they were asking, it's like they were sometimes speaking my mind, like, okay, people are having the same challenge I have. So there is no point in giving up. So I came back and I have access. So, and from there it picks up, and I think let me just pause for now so that we'll not just keep talking. Thank you.
That's really inspiring, Emmanuel. Like, it's like, see, one thing you should know
Hello?
is that when
I'm not just.
I can hear you.
Oh,
I can hear you.
okay.
So, when you come to this world, everybody came in on plain level. We all came in as
Okay.
We didn't have any knowledge of anything. We learned out of our curiosity, our environment, and we just learn by ourselves. When we keep learning, adapt. So when you see people like doing things, building things, it's not as if they were born with the knowledge. No, the knowledge, they had to learn. They had to learn it. That's what you should understand. And everybody started from somewhere. Everybody started from ground zero and everything. And what matters is you taking that first step and being consistent in trying to learn, improve, and upgrade each and every day, because that little steps is actually what's actually going to make you improve and learn daily. So just a quick announcement to the students. So I think we had some complaints that back end and front end attendance wasn't working. So I'm going to the comment section and I can see that it's now working. So if you're in back end and front and you haven't marked your attendance, so we just kindly log into the dashboard and mark your attendance. Because we have Femi here. Femi, it's actually nice to have you on board. Actually,
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
From cohort 2, and he was one of our elite 6 members that held the sports throughout the whole program. Like, if you say let go of that sports, like, Femi, can you tell us what inspired you to do, to go into tech? What made you want to get this?
Please, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I've tried to join this from the onset, but like what Mr. Emmanuel said, I joined through another channel. So the other link was sent to my my spam. So I'm Femi Festus Adisuba, and I'm truly grateful to be here today. So my tech journey officially kicked off when I enrolled in this program, although it came free, and they were telling us that time that because it came free, and you parents always tell us that we should take it serious, because anything that comes free to Nigeria, we don't always take it so serious. So I have it at the back of my mind that, okay, let me just do something challenging, because I have a background in banking, microfinance. I'll be there for like 8 years before then. So I wanted something that would challenge me. That was why, okay, let me just join the tech. And since then, I've not regretted. And there's something I would let you to know, that everyone that is hearing me now, especially the current cohort, I joined tech at an advanced, I should have said this, but I will say it, at an advanced age. I was 41 when I joined this program. And before then, I always hear people telling us, once you are 30, 35, you cannot join tech, you don't have knowledge to do that, all those kinds of things, blah, blah, blah. But I said, okay, I want to challenge myself. And God be the glory. Today, although I'm in the UK, study something else, but this product management route has given me a lot of friends from India, from Pakistan and all that. And it's giving me new friends and all that. And I would let you to know, upon my age, I was one of the overall students as in my course. So that is that for now. There's another now. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Femi. Can you just give us one habit you had that made you to stay consistent, like throughout the program, while you were learning? What was one thing you did?
Okay. Because my job then was this 7 to 7 job of a thing. I told myself that I need to create time because they were telling us that we have to plan our time, calendar and all that. I set it out that because I'm a night reader, every night I do, apart from what they have taught us during the class, I will go on to do more research and all that. Then from there, I discovered that if you are doing something, forget about the motivation. The first thing that we have to come to your mind is determination and consistency. Once you are determined and you are consistent, then discipline have to come in too. Because if you want to do something, if you say you want to drink garri or you want to eat a bar, if you are not disciplined, if that is dangling into your eyes or your face like this, you will change mind and then follow that one. So the first thing that will let people to know is that really worked for me was that determination. No matter the challenges, no matter what is coming in, no matter the assignment, extra assignment that is being given to me at work, I will always create time to be consistent with what I was doing then. So that is it.
Thank you very much. It's really nice to hear that. I don't know if Chidinma, you're here. I think I tried calling you out earlier. I don't know if you're back. If you want to contribute to this topic, this particular section, what habit did you do to make it consistent while learning tech?
Okay, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you back.
Okay. As I said earlier, is passion of solving problem that brought me into tech. Because if I enter on a web page, I will be seeing many things that designed, and I will be like trying to find out how they did it, what happened, and from there I've been following up in tech. And another thing that keep me in this tech industry is finding out that you have to take one step at a time. For example, now we have a web page, have HTML, have styling, have functionality. I take structure first. I keep on learning how to structure my page. From there, I now take the styling. From there, I now enter into functionality. Another thing that I have kept me in tech is I found out my weaknesses at any time. That I'm always scared of bugs. When I'm coding and I encounter bugs, I will leave that one and I start another project. Before I will leave that one again and start another project. At the time, I now discussed it with my friend, said that if you continue like that, you will not meet up dropping projects that will not help me. I should find out how other people are doing it. So I have to ask my tutor, and he now gave me the expo on how to do it, like going through my console, read the message. Even if I don't understand it, I can take it to Google, read through the message that Google Draw. From there, I will now be solving the problem. And ever since then, all the whole project that I abandoned, I went back and I see myself solving all the whole bugs, all the whole problem, the whole challenges that I abandoned because of errors. And another thing that have been keeping me in this front end or the take is a connection. When in my core 2 as a front end developer, I found out that many people, if they ask them question, if our tutor ask question, they will answer. Say, all these people, are they not fresher like me? Why are they so sharp like that? And it's okay. What I did, have to go back, start chatting each one that I noticed that answer question on that week. That person is my friend that day. I will go back like Fatima, David. I will go and chat them and say, to ask this person and you answer. How do you know it? The person will now take me through and say, okay. From there, I started learning that concept, learning the concept. Each one that I did not know, and somebody answered the question, that person, I will disturb the person to the extent that the person will start shouting. Chidima, it's only me that is in the class, but really, I don't know it, and I need to know it. So I have to go extra mile to disturb each person that I see that know that particular concept. And another thing that keep me going is celebrating myself. As I said earlier, when I started boss, if I encounter boss, that project is abandoned. And when I started reading my console, knowing how to solve my boss, I have to start celebrating myself. So there's anyone that I just finished, I will send it to my WhatsApp groups. I will tell my family members, look at what I did today, or look at, they will be celebrating me, everybody will be happy. And it motivates me to move further, to keep on going through without dropping, because if you look at how the situation is, you cannot even meet up. Another thing that keep me in check is making sure that I don't work under pressure. Now, as I said earlier, the fear of boss, but when I notice that have been my weakness, I have to work through it. When I'm on a tension or pressure, or I feel like I'm tired, I need to leave the code. I need to leave the assignment. I need to leave everything and go out. Maybe I will go and sleep, or I will go and rest, or I will go and discuss with my friends. Although at that moment, I will be talking to myself, reasoning, these challenges that I have in the code, how will I solve it? At that moment, I'm also thinking on how to solve it, but not working on my code, because at that time, if I go through code, I will be making more mistakes, according to my tutor. That if you keep on that your tiredness, or that your pressure on your tension, that you keep on coding, that you will also even bring another pulse into your code. So at that moment, I need to leave everything and go and rest, and make sure that at that moment I do not even touch my code. After some times, I can now go back. Another thing that makes me is although during there's no more time. No more time.
Off the mic.
Okay, thank you very much. Everything, just feel how she went from the beginning, how she sustained, how she overcame burnout. I can relate to what she's saying actually. I can really relate to actually what she's saying, and also I like the fact that she said that she had to look at those people that were answering the questions in the classes. Those people who think they have two heads. They just believe they have two heads. Like how? Like they just thought this thing just nah. Me, I'm still trying to and somebody's already active and all. So when a mixed class where we have beginners, we have people who are intermediates, maybe they started in the previous cohort and couldn't finish and come back. So but then they already know the beginning aspect of things, and they are among the people here. So people are they're just curious minded. Maybe they see their first time in tech or front end or whatever, but they have that time, they have that curiosity, they always explore. People who are the explorers, they always trying out new things. They learn a lot from their own experience. They have that particular knowledge. So that's why I always encourage people to actually interact with your peers, communicate, reach out. If you don't understand something that's being taught, it's not only your tutors. Go to your peers, ask them, like, this assignment, how do you go about it? This concept, I don't actually understand. Can somebody actually explain this to me? Because what I've noticed is that even as you know something, you don't really know something except you can actually teach it. The more you teach something, the more you're going to actually, prepare to know more about it. So you're not going to fall your hands. So it actually helps you in retaining memory, even as you're learning. The more it teaches, it helps you understanding more as you as a tutor, whatever teaching the other person. It makes you retain that memory faster, know it better than other people, because you're teaching, you're talking about it, your brain is processing it more in your memory. Okay, so we're still a little bit short of time. Emmanuel, I don't know if you're here. I think I tried calling out to you earlier. Your mic. I don't know if your mic wasn't working.
I'm here.
Yeah. Welcome on board. It's actually nice to have you. So Emmanuel is from our cohort 2. The product management.
Cohort 1.
Cohort 1. Sorry about that. I think the product management. He went to. I think he went to our tip. I think everybody here went to our tip program, and they all got that little bit of experience, exposure to working with people. And we go about. I think we talk about that particular section later. The tip program. I think something interesting you guys want to hear about. So Emmanuel, can you just do a brief introduction about yourself? Really brief, because the cinema are taking our time. So just tell us, what inspired you to tech, and how did you stay consistent learning? What habits do you have with you to motivate yourself?
All right. Good evening, everybody, and I'm so really excited to be here. I initially had a network glitch, and I'm sorry for that. Okay, so, well, I was just like a novice because I didn't understand track. I remember the very first class I attended. It was just as if our tutor then was speaking over my head, because everything she was just saying was just to me, I didn't understand anything. But then, I had been in some areas of which I had to see to taking some leadership roles, getting to solve people's pain points, people having issues. I see myself coming to rescue that particular problem they are facing and attempt to give solutions to it. But then when I get to know more about product management, that passion of solving people's needs is really my own aim. And it's still my own name, because I believe that for everyone transiting into tech, they shouldn't have that mindset of making money really, because it really was part of the culture that was instilled in Cohort 1 product management. We were really taught that as a product manager, your core reason why you want to develop a particular product is the fact that you want to solve users' needs, because you can actually want to build a product on your own self. Probably you want to make money, you want to do all of those things, and at the end, the product gets useless because it's not solving a particular desire of your users. So that ability to wanting to solve users' pain points was my core drive into product management. But then, like I said earlier on, I wasn't having any understanding. I didn't know anything until I think after 3 classes or 4 classes, then I started to ask questions. Then Miss Judith was my tutor. I used to be very, very open. I used to ask a lot of questions. In fact, I was the most, let me say, proactive student during our own course, because almost all of my colleagues then, they knew me, because I ask questions, I disturb a lot, I make joke and whine, all of those things. Then, those things made me get to know much more beyond the normal class that we had. Because after each class, I tend to read more about it, go to direct message of our tutors, ask more questions, practice on my own, send them what I've done for reports and all of those things. And after that, I do my assignment on time. So those things were very exciting to me, because I felt, in fact, I got to understand that I think I started product management when I was still in 100 level. Yes, I started program management in 100 level. I had to combine it with my school work, not allowing it to suffer, 2 years being committed. And thanks to God for me having that resilient strength to keep at it, not allow anything to suffer. So then I just feel when you have that ability to handle uncertainty, when you feel okay, you can do something that can do spirit in you, you will definitely achieve what you want. So that's why I don't believe the fact that you are a student and you still don't have anything to do apart from your academic work. That thing made me crack the fact that I don't believe you can't do more than what you do in school. So as a student, I was able to combine, and this is my 3rd year in school, and I'm still a product manager. In fact, I work with Chidima. That was why I had to just unmute my mic while she was speaking. Chidima is part of my team. We work together for Alvin, and she's the team lead for front-end development. So we work together, and over time, there are times that we didn't see our flaws based on the fact that probably I'm a student, then the way students can behave. I've seen myself morph into a professional. When you check my track record, you find it difficult to know that, okay, this is a student and not a graduate. So that resilience, the passion to solve users' pain points, the curiosity, because I believe that there is really nothing I cannot do if I want to. So either I take up a course on it, read more on it, practice, then submit to people higher than me. Yes, I believe that you cannot achieve what you want to, or you can't go far in life if you don't have people ahead of you. That is why I really appreciate me coming under people that have gone ahead of me. They will teach me not to make the same mistakes they've made already. So those qualities that really pushed me to still stand in this career path. All right, I think that's all about.
Okay, thank you very much, Emmanuel. That was truly inspiring, literally. Emmanuel is a student. You wouldn't even know he's a student. Like, so you heard his stories. You see people that are students occupied with academic activities. We have people that are working, occupied with job activities, and they still had time, to push into tech. They had that passion, to go through tech, and they finished. They graduated. They built their projects. They've gotten the knowledge they need to do, to go on a particular path, and also you wouldn't really have much of an excuse because it's like everybody from different corner is speaking, is telling their own experience. It's not easy. We know that life happens. A lot of it's life. You don't foresee what happens in life. Sometimes you might get too busy. Sometimes exam might be coming up, and maybe that's when project has started for the program, and maybe you cannot keep up, or you find a way to keep up. So there's so many challenges actually. We encounter in our day-to-day activities aside from tech that can actually can be an excuse. So we find that as an excuse, it's maybe another time, maybe I don't know, maybe another time, and they some people just drop the project, they've dropped it, not me, but once they just say I may just go on, I may just go, and they're not speaking it or speaking. There's some people like that. The same way they might do that when she finds and gets an error message or a box here. I'm not the projects for that for that particular time to her tutor had to tell her it's not so. And also next on our point of discussion is actually burnout. So like I said, burnout is actually that feeling. For those who don't know what burnout is that feeling of overwhelmment, you're tired, you're stressed. The feeling of stress, that's what burnout is. When you're just tired, you're just stressed, and maybe your code is not working, you're getting this error, your assignments is maybe you're not doing so great in assignment at this particular point, you're getting low marks, you maybe can't meet up deadline, and you're just tired, honestly. You're just like you're burnt out. That's what burnout actually is. And we experience that not just in tech, in different aspects of our lives and everything. So that's what it is. That's the experience and all. I don't know if I want to share my own experience on this. So let me just share my own experience on this. So I think when I first encountered when I really encountered burnout, I'm just talking about when I really faced the real burnout, despite the struggle of learning anything else. So I think when I faced my real burnout was when I actually, it was during my project phase. Yeah, during my own particular project phase. Project just started. I think I deferred like 2 times. So I was determined to, by all means, finish, graduate. Like I get that certificate, gain that knowledge. Though my scores were not perfect. They are not really perfect, but they're passing. But I know that particular project was, I think project has the highest mark out of all your assignments. Project has the highest mark. And project is more of doing than saying. It's like, okay, you've learned all this, come and show what you've done. That's what project is. It's about putting work, and it always has the heaviest mark of all. So my score points was, I think I needed like either 60 or 80% of my project to actually make up the cutoff mark for graduation. That's how bad I needed my project score to be really good. And I also determined that, okay, I'm going to actually do this. And during that period, my laptop got bad. It was the worst experience ever. My laptop got bad. The project was for about, I think, 3 weeks to build a full functional website from scratch to finish, and you have to present it and show your code piece and everything. And during the first week, my laptop got bad. And I was like, oh God, how am I going to, go about it? But I said I was going to, go through this. I was going to, try this. So what I did was like, okay, I tried, I started reading articles, I think from all those dev tools, dev.to. There was Reddit forums and other tech spaces because people share their knowledge about different aspects. So I may say people coding with phone. I heard about one app called Pebbles. It's going to be like a terminal for Android and everything. So I said, let me just try, because at this point I'm very desperate. I was so tired. I was very desperate. I felt like, I tried, God, I've tried, this thing is not just working. There's no way this thing. I said, okay, let me just dabble into the experience. So I got the app installed. It's not like 3 apps. I think Echo, Tenus, and one other app again, just to, try to see if I can do the project and such. It's just something to show, at least. And it was working at first. I could code, but the only issue I had was I couldn't push to my GitHub. I cannot code directly on GitHub. So I had to find a way to push to my GitHub. I think the biggest challenge I had, any developer can ever actually face, is when you're building something and you can't see the error message, especially on your dev tools. Your site is not working, but you can't see the message. Then when you check a console log, it's blank. That is the most scariest thing that any developer can actually think about when you don't know the error to begin with. So my biggest challenge was actually the dev tool. So Android doesn't have, actually it does actually. So for Android, you don't really have for your Chrome browser, for those who actually use Chrome, it's actually that that dev inspect tool is not actually there for your mobile. So without that, you can't see your errors. You can't see what was happening. And that was my biggest challenge. I spent almost 2 weeks, but it was a 3 weeks program, 3 weeks and deadline. I spent 2 weeks trying to just battle how to see this error. Like the website, it was running, but it wasn't displaying anything. I couldn't figure out why, because I couldn't see my dev inspect tool. I was tired. I was like, God, I've tried. I nearly gave up. What actually pushed me through was just, I think I was surrounded by people in tech too. So I was just sharing out my frustrations to people. Just say your problem out loud. There's no who can give you a solution to your problem. Those people, I think, have people encouraging me, like, don't give up and everything. So the end of I think the Thames company wants for mobile. I just asked myself a question that, if these people were so interested in bringing, Linux to mobile, the people who share the passion to code on a mobile device. So I felt that the people that will have a solution to my problem will be there. So I went to the company's website. I checked for if they had any community to join in, and I joined in. Just my problem, and somebody just gave me the solution to my problem, and that's how actually I was able to get the project done in time and everything. So let's share. Emmanuel, you can share if you actually ever encountered burnouts and how you went about achieving overcoming. That's just my own story.
Okay.
So it was quite long.
Hello?
Yeah,
All right, can you hear me?
Hello, we have two Emmanuel. We have Emmanuel Obo backend. We have other Emmanuel, the project.
Okay, sorry, Emmanuel Odu.
Okay.
Odu, are you here? Okay, since like he's having some network issues. So Anas, it's actually good to have you back.
Okay. Okay, I think I was skipped in that consistency part, so I'll talk about the consistency and the burnout I think altogether. So I don't know if I'm audible.
Yeah, you can hear you perfectly.
Okay, what kept me consistent and have I ever experienced a burnout? Yes, of course. So when I joined cybersecurity, what me and my team did, let's say, I think me and my team, we created, let's say, a community. Because in every process of learning, you get to create a community of yourselves, people who you learn together, we challenge yourselves. And so we created a community of our own group where we replicate what we learn in class. Maybe after the session of Saturdays, Sundays, people from cybersecurity. So we get another Wednesday and Friday to replicate what we have in those classes. We have another session, same as the one we had back then in the Saturdays and Sundays. Then we have one person to coordinate. Luckily enough, I was the person. Me and Holiness, I think, were the ones coordinating the class. So that is how we get to solve assignments, do this, do that for the whole group. And so we grew together, challenged ourselves and so. So that's how we stayed consistent and keep learning as well. So that is just one way to stay consistently, to be honest. If you have people you learn with, you grow with, you get to get it right and so. So we grew up with most of them to be, let's say, more than friends and so. We even connect even today with most of the people I learned cybersecurity with in our own group and so. And it's so good to have them. And again, anything consistency has to do with if you are learning a skill. I made mention of I learned many skills back then. So what made me consistent about all the skills is, let's say, the monetary aspect of everything. Because let me know life personally for myself. Whatever I do in this life, let's say from the designer, so I profit out of it. As a tech person learning a skill, if you don't profit out of that skill, no matter how you think I'm doing this, let me not get tired. Motivational speakers will be telling you all this, that. If you don't benefit and profit out of it, you end up losing everything. I've had this kind of thing before. So no matter how, if I'm a front-end designer, just make sure you are good at design, that you create a value to give people out there and you get something in return. That community you live in, there are people who need your service. Let's say your area, your locality, your state, and so people are there who need it. Use it, offer it, and get whatever you have to get and profit. That's the only thing that will make you consistent fully. You'll be consistent and you'll be upgrading your skills. Whatever it is, all the skill I learn, I still make money out of, let's see, not many of, I still benefit from them in one way or another. Because I do, maybe let's say for design, I don't do design that frequently and so I focus on other things. But if somebody wants a design, I can do it and get the money out of it and so. So that's the one thing for me that kept me consistent, and I think for others it will work. So no matter how everybody motivates you, you can spend 3 years doing the same thing and you become motivated one day to work where just get something out of whatever. I do this for, just like government workers. If they don't work for that money, they don't get that money, they'll end up not going to work again. So get money from whatever you are doing before you call yourself, I do this for a living. How can you learn a skill for a living and don't get anything out of it? It will not make sense and you'll not even be going. Do you expect me to be a tech guy and making money out of something and coming back to do my tech without getting anything? It's not possible. So, and burnout too. The burnout came from, I'm not profiting, I'm not seeing anything working. The world will be against you. Now you'll be feeling everybody's against me. I don't know this. Why am I doing this and so? But the real fact is that everybody experiences this. As far as you are into anything in this life, forget tech. You get to experience that kind. It's not working. The world is against me and so. But you keep yourself up, know what you are doing it for, and define your retirement. Like if I'm working for the government, I know that at the age of this, I'll retire. and I'll get my pension gratuity and so. So as a tech guy, know what you are going into tech for. If you are here for certificate, I advise yourself to even leave it. You are wasting your resources and time. There's nothing like certificate also in tech. What you know, the real thing you know is what matters. The skills you have, it's what really matters. Not all this thing, certificate and so. I've had many of them. I don't know where they are safe now like this. So, but what you learn, and because now even learning tech is more easier than before. They will teach you some part of it. They'll teach you 20%. You learn the 80% yourself. Practice them and make yourself a good tech guy and so. So, and the burnout part, I think, let me not waste more time of it because there is no time and so. So this is just what I have to say about the consistency and the burnout part. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Anna. It's actually nice to actually hear that. I think the certificate parts, that's what people don't actually understand. You know, people just come in for the certificate and not the knowledge. We have the incidents of people, you know, after CareerEx, what next? I thought you guys would give me a job. I thought we, you know, we put you somewhere, and what about the loan grants from Assets Bank and all those things? They always finding one way. They forget that the key thing here actually is not even it's the knowledge, it's the wisdom that actually you're gaining from this experience that's actually going to, you know, put it out there. It's more about the tech industry is more about what have you done. Show us what. It's not about certificates. Is what have you done? What do you know? What can you do? That's they go for work. They go for evidence, physical evidence over every other thing. Over every other thing. I keep telling, especially for the front end and the back end developers, keep telling them that if you did not graduate from, you know, these two schools, you didn't graduate from Harvard, you didn't graduate from MIT. These are the top tech schools in the world. If you can finish there, like just a certificate can get you that job. But you didn't finish from MIT, you didn't finish from Harvard. Go and build yourself. Go and build your skills. Because the reason why these Harvard people and these MIT people are really known for, why they value the certificates, is because the students are doing wonders. Like what they know, what they build. Like you can see like somebody in is a functioning university. Somebody in maybe year 2 I found the way they have the government system, and I found a bug, and I've submitted a bug to it, and they're always breaking ground. So they have the record of always doing things. So you know you didn't finish from that school. Go for the knowledge. Grind yourself in that foundation. The foundation is always the key thing. It's always the key thing. Make sure you understand the foundation of everything you're learning. Everything you're actually learning and all. So that was actually really inspiring, and I don't know if anybody wants to speak on this particular topic, if you actually experienced burnout and how you went about
it. Okay, I think I want to say something on it.
Let's talk on it. What do we have?
All right, so, well, to me now, I believe that burnout is part of what you should experience. In a way, I detest, you know, seeing burnout as a problem. Yes, you know, I think I saw some questions out that if you want to, you started and you didn't start with your colleagues, and you probably missed some classes, all of those things. It's just like, if I should at all give you a lesson, I'll just say welcome to the system, because these are things you face. Yes, these are things you face. You always have the thought of, I want to change my path. You always have the thought of, I am struggling, I can't, you know. Then if you feel okay, you are experiencing a burnout and you want to change, it's not that, okay, let's assume that you are in product management. You now want to change to data science because you feel you are struggling. In a way, that one does not mean that data science is lesser than product management. What you are facing in product management will definitely be what you face in data science. So it's burnout should be what we should see ahead. It's not something we should run from it. I mean, you shouldn't run away from those things. It should be something you are able to solve on your own. You know, when you solve it, then you feel like, okay, this thing is an achievement for you. Imagine, like, I think she shared her own experience out that her system, you know, was that one of those things. Your your part as a student, your responsibility is now the fact that you look for a way to come out of that particular issue. Why do you need to do those things? It's because you will now you have a landmark, you have an achievement, because there are many people that will now come, probably face a particular challenge that you now be the one to bring them out of it. Imagine if I am experiencing a burnout and I'm dropping off. If I see another person having the same issue, definitely there is really nothing I can offer to the person. So see yourself as, okay, when I'm seeing a burnout, I'm experiencing it, I want to be the one to solve it so that it won't exist anymore. Because if you solve a particular issue, you will definitely want to, and you provide a solution to it, it then is no more an issue because everybody will have seen the solution to it. So then, well, while backend developer was mentioned the fact that, you monetize your skill, well, I feel there is really nothing wrong in monetizing skill. But in the aspect of product management, I feel the approach might be different, because if you want to monetize skill really, and your passion is monetizing skill for product management, you run out of this thing. You can get weary because the job market is so wide. There are a lot of people going into product management. There are a lot of people that are building the same thing you are building. And what will make you stand out is the fact that you have empathy. Now, we can have the same product. What will make my product stand out is that I am seeing a solution that you are not seeing. And first of all, I might not make money from it for maybe like 3 years. And it's until now, if that particular solution is being seen by users and they are like, okay, this thing is solving my pain point, like this thing is really addressing my issue, that is now when you can now, bring value. You won't even be the one to want to say, okay, well, I just feel that beyond monetization of all of those things, first of all, product managers should have that empathy. Yes, you have empathy, because if it does not drive your conceptualization of products, you thinking about what you will build, you carrying out your user research, you wanting to iterate your features, prioritization of features, and all of those things, you really cannot do well beyond your skills, beyond your technical skill of those things. So I feel, first of all, this thing, in fact, empathy should even be a soft skill that you should have as a product manager. I'm just speaking to product managers so that they will not take that particular thing out of context, that they need to, add value to themselves. And I feel no motivational speaker brought me to this point of being consistent and being resilient in what I do. It's just the fact that I really of my users and I want to solve the issues they are finding. So whenever you are experiencing burnout, this is an opportunity to grow and see yourself as somebody providing solution so that people coming behind you will not experience the same issue. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello, please. I don't know if any other person can hear her. I can't hear her. Hello, ma.
Yeah, I can hear. Yes, I heard that.
Oh, it's my system. But I can
No,
hear
no,
you.
it's not your system. No, it's not your system. It's her system. It's from her.
Okay.
Hey, guys, hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, sorry about that. So I was saying that, just to summarize what I was trying to discuss, that, like Emmanuel said, burnout is here. It's real. It's nothing you can avoid. In the game, in the system, even as you're working, even if you go to that tech job, you're still going to experience burnout. You're going to experience, that tax that's always bigger for you to fight. That's you're going to experience that stressful moment where that is just feel like it's too much. And the best advice I can actually give is that if you're experiencing burnout, is that you just have to take a break, like rest, breathe. Like how Chidima said that when she faced the bug, and that she used to run, but that's not to run anymore. That she should just, calm down, breathe, because the more you're working on that pressure, the more you're going to keep on making more mistakes along the line. So the best thing you experience with Burnout is to, one, take a breather, and to always be around people that actually motivate you. Always have an accountability partner that's there, that have the same goal as you, because that's how they could motivate you along the line. So I think we've taken a lot of time. So just our final session for the day. So what is something that you knew you wished? What is something that you wished you knew earlier before you started tech? And what advice would you give to our current students now? Maybe like a tip, like advice to yourself, to your previous self before you started, and like you wish you did this thing before you do. I think we can start with Emmanuel Odo.
Emmanuel Obu.
Odo. Sorry about that.
Yes. Okay. So my advice to students is this: like in my own part, I have this ideology of whatever is worth doing at all, it's worth doing well. So I believe that it's not just enough to enroll in any course or in any skill, but you should get the basics. At least try as much as you can to go above average. Not try to never try to be among the mediocre. Like one person they spoke the other time. I can't remember his name now. He said that he went into tech at the age of 41. I think I'm 2 years older than you, and I believe that I believe that there is nothing today I set my hand to learn and I cannot learn it, and I will learn it good. So it's the driving force. So when you go into anything, just make up your mind that this thing, if people are doing it and they are doing it well, I can as well do it and do it well. So that should be your motivation and push. So when also, let me just use the opportunity to talk about burnout. So when there was a time I had a little thing almost frustrated me. And that thing, there is just one key on the keyboard, backticks. But that thing frustrated me for a whole day that I had serious headache. Something just opened my eyes, like go and find that, type this thing on the keyboard. That was when I got that. So this key exists on the keyboard. For all my years, I never knew there's this key. And I remember there is our tutor normally make mention of backticks. I was like, okay, I think he normally said. So I was thinking it was a comma for a whole day. I was frustrated, but at the end of the day, I overcame it. So when you go into it, my advice is that just do the best you can and be good. Not just about money, because it is your skill that will bring the money. It's not the certificate. So even if you have the certificate and you are not good at it, they will throw you out. So that's my advice.
Yeah, thank you very much, Emmanuel. Okay, so Femi, I don't know if you have any advice you want to give him. What's that one thing you wish you knew earlier before you go into tech and everything? I don't know if Femi, are you here? Okay, so while we wait for Femi, I don't know, Anas, you have any? Okay, Femi is here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, I'm here. Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, what I wish I knew earlier was that Mr. Udo was referring to me that I wish I've not listened to people's advice that there is an age limit in learning tech. So I would have entered into tech earlier than when I joined, but I was listening to people, which is part of is a bad habit. So when you want to do something, it's better you put your mind on it at the right time and then be persistent. So and my advice to people is it's okay to feel tired or to be stuck. You are not alone. Even where I am today, upon the good system that is different from our country, yet I'm still feeling so tired, sometimes exhausted. And every tech expert need to you have to admire people that are ahead of you, and you learn from them. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Your community is your strength. You must have a mentor. We always tell you cannot do it all alone. You must have someone that knows more than you, and don't be shy. Could be your age mate, could be someone that that you are not that, because that is one of the things that motivated me, because I have someone there. She was even a lady. I think I took almost 50 years from her. So I always run back to her. Oh, this is what I have. This is what I don't have. Okay, how can I learn from you? And be proud of every little step you are taking. Those steps become your stories, no matter what. So, and don't ignore your body and your mind. Once you are tired, please rest. So even if it's a 15 minutes walk to reset yourself and reset your mind, and you don't have to do it alone, like I said. Most importantly, don't compare yourself with other people's journey. It is your journey. It is you. You are the one doing it. You have different mindset from other people, different assimilation as in mind from other people. So once you are using another person, you can have mentor, people that knows more than you, but don't use their yardstick to judge yourself. Or else, we'll not even be talking of burnout. We'll not be talking of burnout plus discouragement, and that one can lead to total breakdown, and you will not even be able to proceed again. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That was actually really nice. Anas, what will be your final word?
Okay. What I wish I knew before starting to learn tech is that I wish I knew where to start, because that's the most difficult thing, and this is where, let's say, people who are ahead of you in the journey come in play. Let's say your mentors and so, though you don't fully give the mentor 100% and so, you just learn what you exactly need, not just all those other things and so, though they are part of the experience, but it will save up your time and make you a very good person of that thing you are learning. So just, I wish I knew where to start, what to exactly do. So in tech, people who are learning this currently, who are in this CareerEx now, this current, know what you are learning exactly. The rest of them are not important to you. They'll just fill up your brain, and so they will not be useful to you. No, follow your mentors, follow all those you think are ahead of you, and so they will keep you in the right place, and so you learn exactly what you need. Secondly, it's you have to build a cycle even after graduation also, because it's something you do for a lifetime, if not a lifetime, for a long time. So you just have to keep a cycle that even after this, these are people I do cybersecurity with, will be keeping others in touch. They'll get resources, materials, and many things that you've never ever seen. You never even think they existed in the first place. But the benefit of being together with them and connected with them will give you that access to all those materials and things. So you just have to connect with people at any stage of your life. Even if it's a project you are working on, you can have more than 5 hands on that project, or up to 3, 4, 5, not just only, even if you think you are the one with the most idea, and so having people on that very thing will make it a success and other things. And my advice, especially for everyone who is learning tech, is that even if things don't work out, just keep going. As far as from the day you started, you think, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I want to be in tech. So just keep going. No matter the odds, don't even wait for anybody to motivate you. Challenge yourself. Because as I entered cybersecurity, I challenged myself. I never went to this or that. As I said, I just formed a group of people, and we keep learning. And so I don't need anything aside them, from my mentor and them. That's the only thing I needed. And luckily enough for me, I topped and I did the best and get out of there, and still connected with the most important people in the journey. And we keep growing and learning as well together. So just keep going, no matter the struggles, the odd and what. So have you just keep it going. You get to the destination. Wherever you are, you get to there, and create value for yourself. Learn what you, if you say I'm a front-end developer, be that front-end developer, not just be a front-end developer by name. I'm a front-end developer, but I don't know how to code CSS, HTML, CSS also. That's, you are just a fake, you are just deceiving yourself. So if you say I'm a this, just be that person. If I'm a cybersecurity, although I don't know 100%, but I'm still learning, but at least I can contribute. Let's say I'm pen testing, I can contribute a very large amount of pen testing into cybersecurity. So that makes me a cybersecurity whosoever. But if I'm a this, I don't know that you are deceiving yourself. So just be who you say you are in tech. So that's all I have to say. Thank you, and wish you guys good luck with the journey. And thank you very much, everyone.
All right, thank you very much, Anas. Okay, so Emmanuel, what's your final word to the students? Emmanuel. Okay. I know I'll be having some.
Let me talk on behalf of my co-Emmanuel. See, and more so, please, if you are not getting it, this is very important. If perhaps maybe at the beginning you are not
Don't
catching
go on
up.
behalf of me, Biko. Are you playing?
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah.
So Emmanuel, you have the floor.
Okay. So
Sorry, can you hear me?
Where are you perfectly?
yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you so much. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Actually, we can.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So as I was saying that, my final, what do we call it now? Advice to everybody really is just that you just keep doing what you are good at. You should not, in a way, feel you cannot do it, and you should just be yourself. You know, I remember that during my own time, I submitted all my projects to my phone. My system was down all through the self-50. My system got fault. I submitted all my projects with my phone. So you should not have that idea that if you don't have enough resources, you will not be able to do what you are expected to do. So you should find all means to solve your problems. You should not in a way feel discouraged, and you should never feel intimidated by anybody. That somebody is doing well does not mean you cannot do well. And you know, there's a place of you appreciating good qualities of people and wanting to learn what they've done. That one is beautiful. You should always admire such people and go to them, ask questions. Not that you feel that you are intimidated in a way and you just feel reserved. That one is not. I don't think you can really do well in that aspect. I don't think people that don't ask questions can do well. I don't think so. If you are in a place, people should know that you are part and parcel of this thing. There is no, I feel there is really no, you just pass through a particular learning and nobody can account for you. You are just there. I don't believe in that kind of a scenario. You should always be proactive. You should always ask questions. People should know you. Meet people, because it might be that the next thing you need in your life, your, what do we call it now? The person you need it from is just someone beside you. So your responsibility will now be that you ask questions, meet new people and talk to new people. Share your ideas and make sure that your ideas is being fine-tuned, because there is no way you will talk to new people and you won't have to gain from them. Then you have to follow people that know road. That's just my own vision for this year, that I'll follow who know road, people that you feel they've gone ahead of you. Everybody that is teaching you beyond the scope of your learning. There are people that they have what you are looking for. Yes. People in your track, product management, walk up to your tutors, explain to them what you need. And go extra mile beyond what a normal student can do. Yes. When you go extra mile, you will definitely do well. Then don't forsake God. In all your ways, acknowledge God, because without God, if you don't acknowledge that, there's really you can't do well in life. So in everything you do, just put God first. The Lord will help you. That's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Emmanuel. Okay, Chidima, the last person. Do you have any final words, any advice you want? Yeah.
Okay, let me just quickly contribute more. What I wish is, I wish I knew CareerEx earlier before now. Oh my God, it's a community to be highly belong, and you gain many things that you need. My advice to my fellow tech colleagues is that in this CareerEx, there's one thing I learned they keep doing. Is after each class, you will drop a video. And that helps me a lot. And I know that if someone engaged watching over those videos, your skill will be great. Because I could remember after the training or when we graduated, the video also helped me to fly. Another thing that I would advise them to is always be in class. Always be in class. Because I remember during my own training on Saturdays, at 5 o'clock, I'm out from class. I will tell my tutor, please, I'm going back to work, please help me. So at that moment, at that very time, 30 minutes or 45 minutes, those concepts there, I will not know it because I have to go back to watch the video. Watching the video will not help me to come up with my assignment. And when I'm working that assignment, because of I was not there when that concept was introduced, I couldn't ask questions. What I would do is what I said earlier. I have to run back to my teammates, my colleagues. I start asking questions. You people were in class, please, can you explain this to me? Can you explain this? Don't be ashamed. You don't know it, and you want to know it. So what is there? Ask questions. Call upon your colleagues, working on them, please help me do this one, help me do that. From there, you are learning. Don't allow them to do it for you. Just ask questions, then do it by yourself. By doing, you get what you want. And another thing I will want you to be doing is making sure that each topic that you gain the concept, especially my front-end developers mate, because you cannot just code. You need a concept. Each one, like for example, now I say that I first started that by mastering my structure. You have to know the tags, what they are made for. Don't entertain them. Make sure that each tag is what you are using for what it is meant for, so that by the time that you are done with the structure, it will look like what you want. Let me not take much of my time. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself and be passionate of what you're doing. Love what you're doing. As I said earlier, that being a front-end developer, what have been motivating me is solving problems. We are there to solve problems. We are not just there to build a web page or build an app. We are there to solve a problem and be passionate about it and solving a problem, and it will help you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Chidima. Thank you, everyone, for so much insightful words and everything. So just a brief recap of what that has been said today for those who actually joined in. So we talked about consistency and staying burnt out. And now burnt out is about being stressed, being overwhelmed, and say that one of the way you can actually go about it is one, being a community that that's the same vision of that you have that can hold your account for what you do. You're feeling burnt out, you're feeling tired, it's good to take a break. It's okay to take a break, that is normal. Then always appreciate the tiny steps, the little goals. So that's one we didn't mention just now. Is appreciate the little steps, appreciate the little goals. It's going to help you, believe me. When you see nothing is wrong, so I did this, it worked. Okay, I wrote my first line of code that's it didn't solve a particular error, but at least this step, maybe your error has changed to another error. There's a situation whereby in running your code, you have one error, you touch it, error has changed to another error. So you'll be appreciating the two steps, the little things you do. Always appreciate it. It's always one step further into achieving your goals. Always appreciate the little steps, because that's actually what makes a drop of ocean and everything. So it was really a nice session having all of you previous alumni here, and as Emmanuel Ogu, Emmanuel, Kemi, Chidima. It was really nice. Gathering here once more with you guys and having this conversation. Thank you very much for being here, for sharing your inspiration, sharing your journey with us, and how you stayed consistent, and saying the truth, saying the actual truth. It has been really nice hearing everybody's different perspective and their challenges, and how they overcome it and everything. So thank you very much for joining this session, and we see you again next week. 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, the date we passed to the general announcement as to our students. For those who came from social media, we also, we'll still post the link for our next meeting. I don't know how many of you have seen my slide. So our next topic, is going to be AI. AI is taking over the world. AI is doing wonders, and some people have heard about AI, some people haven't heard about AI, maybe the first time, but you can see my slide. My slide actually was made with AI, and it took me less than 10 minutes actually get it done. So we go into AI, we share some tips, some tools that can help you in one way or one aspect, of your life, how to involve AI in your day-to-day activities. So that's just a glimpse of what our next topic will be on actually. So if you haven't marked your attendance and you've been here, we announced that attendance has been open. So mark your attendance. It's still open. So try to mark your attendance. So, all right, thank you very much, everyone, for joining. And we say again in the next 2 weeks, do have a nice day. Anas, Emmanuel, Femi, Chidema, I really appreciate this moment. Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure, interacting with you guys.
All right, thank you so much. Bye. Good night.
All right, good night.